of soul.
This is Bass Talk Live. Your host, Mark Jeffries and Matt Pangrack. BTL is brought to you by Lowrance, Lose, Strike King Lures, Bass Cat Boats, Ducket Fishing, Spro, AFCO, Big Bite Baits, Sunline, and TH Marine. BTL coming at you. Good Monday, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where we're going to talk bass fishing and anything else that we want to talk about. Matthew had a great weekend. Man, I'm going to talk about the weather right off the bat. Did you see the forecast for the next 5 days here in Oklahoma?
It's going to be a little chilly towards the end of the
And rain.
And rainy. I saw a double rainbow over the lovely Oklahoma City on the way in. I knew you would be pumped up to talk about the weather.
All right, all kinds of stuff to talk about. We've got a couple things going on today. One, we're going to have the title champion, Rusty Salewske, and hopefully we're pronouncing that right. That's how my man out on the West Coast, Bill Egan with one bass. Bill Egan.
Is he still the man that makes things happen?
He is still the man that makes things happen. I remember him distinctively calling him over the PA at the weigh-ins, Rusty Salewske.
Well, if Bill Egan calls it that, then he's known him. He's a California guy, Rusty, and I was kind of looking at his stats. You know, he's been around for a long time, and I'd heard the name. Don't know him personally, but we both made the top 10 at the Costa Championship on Cumberland.
Yes.
And I remember looking through the list, and I was looking up other guys' stats, and he's fished in 3 Forest Wood Cups. He's actually been was on tour a couple different times, actually, in 04 and 05, and then in 2010 and 2011. And then he actually said he was going to give it 2 more years after he won in 20 and 21. So I think he might be around a little bit longer than that. But I was looking at his top 10s, and it really makes sense then. Obviously, we're talking about the FLW title that took place on Great Lake, Clearwater, Smallmouth. But his top 10s over his career are Clear Lake, Cumberland, Lewis Smith, Meade, the Forest Wood Cup. I think that one was on Washita.
Mm-hmm.
That he had a top 10 in, which is a Clearwater fishery. Anyway, Cal Delta, Lake Norman, Clear Lake, Lake Meade, Lake Cumberland, and now the Bay. So what do all those fisheries have in common? Clear water.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm going to call him? I'm going to call him the West Coast Mark Tucker. He's got that look. He's got that look. He's got the gruff. He was asking for a beer after he had won. All sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
He said, you see all the crap on my deck? I mean, he's the man.
Yeah, he's got
very happy.
$200,000 in his pocket now, too.
Yeah, I said, don't know him personally. Seemed like a good dude who...
down to earth.
Yeah, the guy knows he's got a $200,000 fish on the line, and he's about as mellow as you can be about it. Yeah. And Bradford Beavers was about as mellow as you can be when the guy's like, we got an update.
Man, it was rough that final day. Ooh.
Yeah. They actually let them trailer during the breaks, which is something that they hadn't been able to do. I guess, yeah. So they extended the breaks to half an hour in between the periods. And then if they wanted to move or trailer during that break, they could, so it wouldn't impact their fishing time. So interesting event.
Yeah. So we're going to have Rusty on. He's actually making his way back to California now. So no video, just on the Sunline hotline. So we'll get to him here in about 10, 15 minutes. A couple other things, man. No show tomorrow because I've got this massive dental appointment that I got to do in the morning. I have no idea what they're going to do. I think they're doing a root canal, actually.
You're getting a root canal done?
Yeah.
Really? What does that feel like? What are your symptoms right now? Just a sore tooth?
Yeah. So, anyway, got dental work tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Matt Reed on. we were discussing what impact that the hurricane was going to have on Sam Rayburn. And Matt had actually been down there. He's seen the lake, and he's going to give us just a little kind of preview on the impact. Really no impact. When I was talking to him.
I was looking at the water level, and it did not come up at all. It's like 2.69 feet down. So I know that the town of Jasper sustained some impact, and they're saying 3 days to a week for full electricity to come back on there. Obviously, I've seen a lot of the professional anglers. I saw Gerald Spohr, Randy Tharp, a number of other guys down there that are helping out with some of the recovery efforts from
and
Laura.
Lake Charles just got pounded.
Yeah, really
pretty
cool.
bad.
I checked in with the Cajun Baby, and then I know there are a couple guys that actually left Texas and Louisiana early to come up to Oklahoma for the Toyota Series on Gibson that starts on Thursday.
Yeah, that should be an interesting event.
I got a funny story about that one, Mark.
Yeah. All right. And then no show on Tuesday, Matt Reed on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I know it says TBA on the website, but I got late confirmation late last night. We're going to have Gray Buck on, and it's going to be an evening show.
Okay.
All right. So 7 o'clock Central Time PM. Thursday show will be an evening show, and we'll get Gray Buck on. And then I'm trying to get one other guest because since we're doing an evening show, it's a perfect time to get a West Coast guy on, because of the time difference.
Okay.
So I'm working on that. All right. A couple of things I want to talk about real quick on the show today. We are going to have our first BTL Market live segment right around 9:15 Central Time, 9:20. And folks, you're going to get to see what I've been talking about with this whole market thing. Boats, rods, reels, tackles. Today we're going to feature a boat from Chad down in Texas.
So this will eventually
have its own platform.
Wading into the marketplace pool. Eventually, it'll be basically an additional BTL show.
Correct.
That is a combination of BTL and Swap Shop, where selected individuals will come on live with the technology that you have now.
Yeah.
Show off their wares wherever it happens to be for sale.
Yeah.
We ask them about it. Maybe give us a jovial ribbing or ask them questions, and if you're on the instant feedback, you can ask them questions, and at the end of their 10 minutes they can say where you can go if you're interested in looking at what they have for sale. Tackle, boats, rods, reels.
Doesn't matter.
More high-end stuff.
High-end stuff, as long as you have, I think we put the threshold at $1,000. If you got $1,000 worth of stuff that you're trying to sell, that's going to fit right into the BTL market. So you're going to get a taste of that in the second half of the show. All right, a couple other things. Dude, can you help me out on this? And this is just my lack of knowledge. I went to a wedding this weekend. I know, a lot of weddings. But it was the same family that my son Mark's wife's brother got married. Okay? Now,
So Mark's brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
That's a lot easier way to say that.
Sorry, I was trying to say that around. Anyway, I screwed that up. Very successful family. They are, I call them corporate farmers. I mean, they own a tremendous amount of land.
Okay.
Big time farmers.
Okay.
So it was the same quick Catholic wedding, in, out, let's get on with it. Then the reception, dude, you talk about people partying. Holy moly. All right. You gotta fill me in on this. I've never seen so many Wranglers and cowboy hats. And girls, women wearing dresses with cowboy boots.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
All right. Now, I knew it was going to be
Casey's probably. Anderson Beans.
Dude, I have no idea.
Probably got into some of the ostrich.
I was one of the few people in a suit.
Manta ray.
I have no idea.
The stingray.
But I knew it was going to be a party because, the first song they played when they started dancing.
Probably a George Strait.
No, you'll never guess. They two-stepped to a Frank Sinatra song.
Ooh, that's old school.
Frank Sinatra.
That's old school.
But anyway, it was an outstanding wedding reception.
Cowboy hats?
Oh, yeah. One of the best receptions I've ever been to. It was...
Blow you away how much those hats and boots cost.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I met some cool people.
Easily $1,500 in on a hat, on a good hat and a good pair of boots. Wranglers, guys wear jeans.
Yeah.
Starched.
Oh, yeah.
With the crease right down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently a good pair of starched Wranglers, when you take them off, they'll stand up on their own. Because there's that much starch. Now, I've never done that. The word that comes to my mind... Do you have
Wranglers?
No. The word that comes to my mind when I see that is chafing. But, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So.
But it was an outstanding time this weekend, and I was very blessed to meet some just very, very cool people at this wedding.
Yeah.
And it was a cool deal. Very cool deal.
They actually have a thing at the... I think it's at the NFR. I think you see Jeff on the YouTube comments. I think there's like a $5,000 award for the best dressed competitor.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like it's a deal.
Well, there were some people that were decked out at this wedding reception, and it was a blast. All right. The next thing I want to mention, dude, this is big news, and it's big news for me. I think it's big news because of the exposure that it might get. But for the first time in the history of the PBA, the Professional Bowlers Association, there is going to be an individual that is going to be representing a fishing tackle company on Fox this month. Well, actually, September.
Is it your boy?
Yeah.
Wait. So who we had in studio?
Chris Prather.
Chris Prather. So he fishes. Let me see if I can guess this. So he got a non-endemic sponsor?
Correct.
Which is that a new rule that they're allowing those now?
Yeah, but here's the twist. Whatever the deal is, there is a minimum deal of X amount of dollars, of which you have to pay the PBA 5% of it.
Of his deal.
Yeah. Which is weird. And
so it's a
get
fishing
me on that.
tackle company?
Yes.
It's not Strike King, is it?
It is Strike King, dude.
That made sense to me because of...
Yeah, so I don't want to say brokered the deal, but I kind of did. Yeah, I got it because I thought it would be cool because the only remaining live PBA event because of the cancellation of the tours, the PBA League, and Fox has committed like 6 hours of broadcasting the PBA League, both the qualifying and the finals. All right. Prather, Chris, his team is the defending champion.
Okay.
All right. He is going to get a ton of TV time.
Right.
On Fox. And the Strike King logo is going to be top center. Like a comparison would be where
the Nike logo usually is on your shirt?
No.
Is there one? Oh, yeah, there it is right there, Mark.
No. It's going to be on his back. Where if you look at Elite Series guys or FLW guys or anybody where you put your last name at,
right? That
is where the Strike King logo is going to be. Very, very visible because what is the shot that they constantly have?
Their backs.
Their backs on the television show. And I am enormously excited. It wasn't that big of a deal.
So what's the plan here then is... People are going to be like, well, I've never heard of that company.
Well, Randy Peterson, the people that do the commentary, they're gonna go Strike King, because here's the other spin. He won the King of the Lanes competition that took place 4 or 5 weeks ago. So there are so many ties to the Strike King brand just from a recognition standpoint of the correlation between bowling and fishing. Mm-hmm. Now, Strike King is going to be represented on Fox with the number one bowler in the U.S., not the world, because Belamonte is still the number one in the world. But Chris is definitely the number one bowler in the United States.
So you're talking about brand awareness in this deal.
Yeah. The chatter. The chatter that will take place when people who know the fishing world that are watching bowling and they see the Strike King logo on Prather, dude, I think it's groundbreaking. I really do.
Very cool.
So I'm excited for him. If things go well with this PBA league, there might be a deal in the works for 2021.
What would it cost to get a BTL logo on Chris Prather?
It would cost a little bit.
Okay, don't do that because you have to pay me, and I know where that money would come from. I was just curious. I mean, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It will.
So will all the rest of his team have it, or just him?
Just him.
Is it a one-time deal?
It's a one-time deal. It's kind of like what Mike McClellan did, except his turned into
where he
more.
had the different wraps for that year.
Yeah.
It's like two different tournaments for different
it's just
wraps.
a one-time deal to kind of dip your toe in the pool and see what the water's like. But, if you're a bowler and you see Strike King, you're going, Strike King, I've never heard of that. And then you look it up and you Google it up and it's a fishing company.
It'd be like in fishing and you see someone who's got like fish prints. Strike King fish catch prints.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what's that? You look it up and it's bowling.
Yeah.
And then if you're a weekend fisherman and you go to the Walmart or whatever to get it, you're like, oh, Chris had that on his jersey.
Yeah.
Brand awareness. Now I'm going to buy it.
But there's going to be a lot of exposure with this thing being on Fox. So I'm excited for Chris. I'm excited for Strike King. And many thanks to Mark Copley for making this happen with the help of Strike King. Yeah, it's not a ginormous deal in any case, but it's pretty cool to be able to get fishing exposed.
Yeah, that's cool, especially if it's on Fox.
Yeah, with it being on Fox.
I told you I had a funny story. I was talking to Brad. Brad's practicing for that Toyota series
at Gibson,
which Brad runs a Phoenix, and they're sponsored by Phoenix. I think it's like an extra 25 or 30 grand if he wins. It's in an hour and a half away. Makes sense. So I was talking with him last week about it, and I was talking about how I like to just general, just I like to run into this area and stuff. And he's like, "What do you mean run into that area?" And I was like, "Oh, I like to go to the back of this area and fish." And he's like, "It takes like forever to get back there." And I'm like, "No, takes like 30 seconds, dude." And he's like, "You know what's over there, right?" And I was like, "Water and bass." And he's like, "No, dude, there's a dam." And I'm like, "No, there's not. I've run in there like 10 times." So he's out practicing the other day, and the water's low at Gibson, right? Now, I fished Gibson probably 30 times, 40 times. I mean, I fished it off and on. It's not like a go-to place for me, but 5-6 times a year, BFLs, tournaments.
Yeah.
There's a freaking dam sticking out of the water that I've been running for the last 10 years that I have had no business running. And I'd heard I thought there's supposed to be a pond dam over here somewhere. Like I remember it. I think Goldbeck was fishing it in one of the Elite Series, but I didn't remember it. Dude, I have come inches from ripping my lower unit off probably 24 times in the past 3 years. And I was completely oblivious to it.
But most of the time when you fish Gibson, normally it's
not low.
Way up.
Or normal or any. I mean, I didn't even know it was there.
Well, man.
I'm
happy for you, man.
I just set up the shocked face emoji.
Yeah.
I said, shocked face emoji.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be an interesting tournament. Tough fishing right now here in Oklahoma. That lake gets really, really tough in September. So I'm intrigued by all these tournaments that are going to take place in the fall, Matthew.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, we going to Rusty and then we're selling a boat?
Yeah, we're going to take
the
a break.
game plan for the day?
Take a break.
All right.
Come back with Rusty and then do our first live BTL Market right here on BTL on a Monday. So everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The ultimate fishing system starts with Lowrance HDS Live. The best fish finding tools, from chirp sonar and fish reveal to side scan and down scan imaging, and complete touchscreen control from your trolling motor to your big motor.
We've paired one of the most iconic hulls in the history of bass boats with a proven lineup of trusted accessories. We're bringing you best-in-class value and performance, leaving others in your wake. Turnkey value, turnkey performance. The Pantera 2 is an overachiever in the 19-foot category. Once you hit the throttle, you'll feel the rush, and there's no looking back.
Kevin, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just filling in for Billy.
I need a 660 shad crankbaits in the Series 5 model.
We're out.
You're not out. You got all kinds of them right there.
We're out.
Kevin, I need 6.
Have a lollipop.
I do not want a lollipop.
Have a lollipop.
Do you have it in sexy shad color?
As a professional angler, you've got so many things on your mind. Any advantage that we have is key. And not only rods and reels and lines and baits, but in our clothes. And the guys at AFCO, I mean, they have something for every situation. There's nothing AFCO hasn't thought about with the fishermen in mind. It's designed for fishermen, by fishermen, for every scenario you can come to. Any fish, any water, any condition, AFCO has you covered.
Yeah, you care about gear ratios, inches per turn, and ball bearings, but most importantly, you want reliability and dependability in the equipment you use. Lew's doesn't cut corners when it comes to the gear they build. The new Speed Spool LFS is the best $99 reel in the market. Go see for yourself.
The name SPRO says it all. SPRO stands for Sports Professionals. When you look at the pro staff that SPRO has brought on board over the past 15 years, it's been pretty incredible. I mean, one got it just then. From the development of the rock crawler to the McStick, from the Fat Papa to the Little John series, when you tie a SPRO bait on, you know it's been designed by a professional to get the job done.
Let's face it, fishing electronics are no longer an afterthought. They've become a necessity. And at the Bass Tank, our experts match you with the right electronics, provide professional installation, and educate you to help maximize your catching results while providing support along the way. Because let's be honest, it's about catching, not just fishing. And when you're ready for better results, join the Bass Tank team. Visit us today on Facebook or go to thebasstank.com.
Hey everybody, Tide Faircloth here. Want to show you one of my favorite braided lines, SX1 30-pound Sunline braid. I use this braided line for a couple of different applications, and one of my favorites to use for this line is a swim jig. Casts great, and it's small diameter, and just works really great on a swim jig. Another technique I like to use for 30-pound SX1 Sunline braid is whenever I'm flipping like a light, say an 1/8 to a 1/4 ounce weight in grass, small diameter, I don't lose much action on my worm, just works great in those scenarios. So if you're looking for a braided line for a swim jig or fishing a light Texas rig, check out Sunline's SX1 30-pound braid.
All right, we are back on a Monday, kicking off the week. Mark and Matt in studio. And it is time to go to our special guest. He is making his way back home with a nice fat check in his pocket, Matt.
I wonder if he got to keep the cardboard cutout, too.
I'm sure he did. All right, let's bring him in. Rusty, you there, man?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hey, man, thanks for taking time out. I know you got to be wiped, but, man, what a victory this past weekend.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Just everything happened just right for me.
All right. Matt, I want to go ahead and bring it up. I just want to know what that final 15, 20 minutes was like with you on the water, battling that 4.5-pounder. Kind of take the fans, what you were going through, and how that all worked out.
So I had made a move. I got off my primary area and just went over where I thought I could maybe just generate some kind of a bite. was getting really late in the day. I had like half an hour left, and I caught a short right away, and then I caught like almost a 3-pounder, like a 215, and then I hooked that big one, and in my mind, I mean, I knew it was a good one, like close to 5-pounder, but I still thought I needed one more, so I caught that fish. It's probably a good thing that I didn't know it was the winning fish, because I might have jerked it up. You never know. But I got in the boat, got it weighed, and as I'm starting to cast again, my boat official let me know that I'd taken the lead. So from that point on, it got really, really nerve-wracking.
Rusty, we watched you fight that fish, and I'm going to set the scene for what I did. I had to do a little yard work, a little maintenance, but with an hour left in the day, I went inside, I cracked open a Bud Heavy with the red label, and I went out on the porch and I watched it, and it's starting to get down, and I'm like, oh man, they're not really catching a brat. And then I'm like, dang, Rusty's got a chance. And I gotta admit, I was pulling for you. I was in the top 10 with you at the Costa Championship, and I know you've been around a lot. I got a couple texts from guys that are like, man, I hope Rusty pulls it out. He's a good dude. And you hook that fish, and we talk about moments in the sport that kind of stand out, and with the evolution of the live coverage, man, it takes a lot to kind of get your heart pumping when you're watching someone else that you don't really have. It doesn't affect you whether they win or not. Dude, my heart started pumping. I'm like sitting it down. I'm like, and your drag, the way it was going, zzz, 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 and then you pull your trolling motor up and you're drifting, and you're like cutting to Bradford Beavers, who's throwing a spinner bait, and you're like, that dude he's not going to catch another one. And then it jumps, and you're like, dude, this is the winning fish. I mean, have you had a second to kind of sit down and think about how all that came together over the, last 15, 20 years of your career, and that moment that everyone got to see live and feel that excitement with you?
The way you put it, you're right. I probably haven't had a chance to really focus on the moment, but the way you put it really made it, kind of brought it back to life for me. And I can tell you one thing. Those fish whooped on me all week. Every time I got one in the boat, I felt like I accomplished something. I mean, they're mean. And I was catching, we're all having to catch them on spinning rods, and it's not my favorite way to fish. And that reel that I was using when I caught that one, my drag was actually starting to lock up. It's caught so many big ones all week. And I think those drag washers start flattening out on you a little, So, it was amazing when I got it in. It felt like a miracle. You're right. I had to get the trolling motor out of the water. I ran out of batteries. So you can't control the boat anymore. You're on like a flat drift. You're just spinning around out there. But that trolling motor is just one more thing for him to get hung up on. So I wanted to get that thing out of the water. And, it was a miracle. I got him in.
I also wanted to ask kind of if this was intentional, but I know after, your boat official said, congratulations, you said, I've watched way too much of this to know how to get excited until you officially got the call, meaning that you had watched a lot of the BPT and the MLF style events, I assume. You also had made that move, and when you caught that big fish, you said you thought it was an area that you could catch keepers in. You didn't know that the big fish lived there. It seems like you really did your homework, having not competed in the BPT MLF Every Fish Counts format, to put yourself in position to succeed by watching shows and by having, I guess, a backup area where you thought you could add multiple smaller fish in the 2 to 3 pound class range.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the sport, like all of us fishermen are, and I have a lot of friends that compete at that level, and I watch them all the time, and I guess I've learned more than I realized by watching, because you're right, in my mind, it was always important to make sure I had a place that I thought I could go get a bite, because sometimes just getting a bite starts a little momentum going for you and helps you make that right decision.
When did you think you had a chance to win this? I want to start this out. Obviously, you had 2 rounds that zeroed. So your goal was top 25, then your goal was top 10, right? So after the first day, you were 100 pounds out of the lead in 16th. Then you were 70 pounds out of the lead and finished 7th after the round. The weight zeroed. You were 25 pounds out of the lead after the semifinal round, but you finished 6th, and then you ended up winning by 8 ounces. So were there any kind of glimmers or glimpses during those first 3 rounds of competition that even though you were so far behind, were you kind of saving stuff? Did you know that, hey, I'm just trying to reach this, or was it kind of a surprise that you were in the position that you were on the final day?
No, I mean, surprise, man, we all try. That's what we're all trying to do, is get there. In reality, I didn't know what I had. I mean, if we go back to day one of competition, I didn't really know what I'd found at all. You only get 2 days of practice, so I was a little bit clueless. And I only caught, I think, 6 fish the first day. The second day, I started to kind of figure out what was going on in this area. And I think they were kind of coming to me. I only got 1 keeper there on the spot where I weighed at least 95% of the fish on that day. But I was fishing a little fast. My travel partner, Wade Strelick, helped me a lot on settling down when you get a bite and trying to make more of that one bite. And, things just kind of happen in tournaments. You just kind of grow and you learn as you go. Every day I was making comments on these kids just hammering. They're not all kids, but these guys were just hammering on their fish. And I'm like, man, even if I could catch them like that, I wouldn't be catching them like that. I'd be saving some. Because, you zero out 2 times during this event. There's no reason to stack all that weight up unless you're just pumping your own ego.
Interesting. Rusty, you fished Lake Mead. Lake Mead gets enormously rough, but what I was watching on the final day, have you been in water that was that rough before and actually trying to compete at the level that you were? Have you ever experienced anything like that before?
Yeah, I have. For sure, Lake Mead is definitely one of the places. Columbia River can be some of the roughest water you've ever been in. And so, yeah, I've been in some places. Actually, Sandusky Bay just a few weeks ago was a good warm-up trip, too, because we had some pretty rough stuff going on out there, too. And I was fishing out there right in it. Not far from where Justin Lucas won the thing. He figured it out better than all the rest of us, like usual. So, yeah, I have experience in rough water for sure. But, like a lot of guys have asked me this week, why didn't you fish with a seat? I just don't fish with a seat. I've almost been knocked in the water twice, and it was both trying to use a seat. So I just don't do that. If it gets so rough I can't stand up there anymore, then I'm done. I'll have to go find someplace else to fish.
Wow. Rusty, it's got to have been an absolutely crazy year for you. You come back to fish the tour. We mentioned before, kind of talked about some of your highlights here. By no means a rookie, but hadn't fished in a while. You did great on the Costa Series last year. The whole thing with the /cup/title goes down where you think you're in it and then you're not in it. You opt to fish the tour season. Events are changed around because of the pandemic that we're in. You have a great tour season, cash 3 or 4 checks there, and then come to this championship and win it. Just kind of talk about your past year. I know on stage you said you were going to give it 2 years after you had won to fish the pro circuit, but it just kind of talk about what the last 10 months has been like from a fishing standpoint for you and your family.
Yeah, you bring up some good points. Starting all the way back at the Toyota Series Championship, I think some guys knew, but I had no idea that we weren't going to get to go to the Cup. That's probably a good thing. So I might not have fished. I would have been disappointed. But to me, that's one of the most ultimate achievements is making it to that Cup. I've only been to 3 before. I finally made it to my 4th one. I was really excited, and then the news comes out they're not having the Cup. They're being bought out by MLF. I just kind of followed the path that was in front of me. I had qualified to fish, so my wife gave me the okay. I decided I'm going to give it 2 full years after kind of reading how it was all setting up and giving myself at least a shot in the dark at making it to the next level to where there's no entry fees, and I get to fish against all those guys using the format that we had in this championship. Because, we all like challenges. So, man, it all came full circle somehow with all the delays. And I mean, 2 or 3 times, Wade and I would practice, pre-practice for 2 days on a place, and then find out, we're not fishing here. And then you're just sitting around waiting to see where you're going next.
Yeah.
But we lived through all that, and it was, it was great. It was a really fun year.
You mentioned it seems like you work really closely with Wade. Was that at the end of the event where you said that he had helped you out? I think you called it half the crap on your front deck.
Yeah.
On the final day there,
so,
but it seems like you guys work together really well. Both West Coast guys, both in Alpine, right?
Yeah, we live real close to each other. I've known him since he was, in diapers.
Yeah.
His dad and I are best friends, or he's one of my absolute very, very best friends, his dad, and team partners for years, traveling partners for years, and it's just made sense to hang out with Wade this year. I was glad he let me hang out with him. He fished the tour last year, and he let me tag along, and it's nice when you haven't been out here in a while. Basically, all the lakes were new to me this year, so I didn't know one launch ramp, one campground, nothing. So it was kind of nice. He's got a bunch of buddies, Jay Todd and guys like that do a lot of camping. They all know where to stay. So you know how that goes. It's really helpful just getting that part out of the way. So you can concentrate on fishing.
And Wade actually finished 12th in the title, just missed the final rounder. You both would have been competing in it. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been really, that's what that was our goal. It would have been really fun. But honestly, him not making it probably let me win. He had, I'd broken a reel. I was down to one spinning rod and reel. He knew that. He loaned me a rod, then gave me another rod, and then I ran out of drop shot weights. I had 3/16, but the wind was, I would have had to tie 3 on there to fish. So he gave me all the hooks, rod to use, and tons of baits. I didn't really have any, the power bait worms, flatworms. I didn't have any of those until I guess it's day 5 of the competition, day 4 of my fishing. He gave me a few. I didn't really even use them. The last day I was struggling to get it going in the morning, and since having 3 spinning rods, I had one with one of those flatworms on it, and I started mixing that in a little bit, and a lot of my bites that day, I want to say almost all my bites came on it. I know my biggest one, that 5-1 I caught on the shad shape worm, but I think all the rest of them came on one color or another of that flatworm. It's amazing how they bite that.
Wow.
Wait a second. All right, you have top 10s on Clear Lake, Smith, Meade, Norman, Cumberland, and you're sitting there with an hour left, and you're saying, "Man, I gotta see if I've got anything left I could fish with." And I thought you meant like a drop shot rigged up, so you didn't have to sit down and re-rig. You literally didn't. You didn't every time. You didn't know if you had a functional spinning rod in the boat while you're fishing for 200,000.
Yeah. Well, I had a drag going out on one of them, and I kept forgetting which one it was. And then when I hooked one, I would be reminded, this is the wrong rod. I should put it away.
And that's the one you caught the big one on.
Or nothing.
That's the 414.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the drag was going and not like a smooth butter.
Wow.
Yes, because the drag either was, like in the beginning, I like my drag pinned down on a long cast, but then I instantly would loosen them up, like a lot of us do. And that one was, once I finally got it loose, it was too loose. And then just a little adjustment towards the tight side would make it too tight. It was fighting to find a good spot. So I was constantly like trying to hand pull the line out. And then I just, after I got a little closer to the boat, I actually just put almost 0 drag on and just started dragging a finger on the spool. That was my drag, at that point.
You can buy some more. I mean, you can afford a couple more spinning reels now, Rusty.
Yeah, and I'll get right on that. I'll be putting in quite the order.
I'm just saying.
I'm hoping maybe Daiwa calls, but if not, I'll be calling Tackle Warehouse. Lighten it up.
I mean, dude, you got some resume builders on there now. You might be able to get a 20% off deal. I'm just saying on a reel and rod deal there, Rusty.
Yeah. Hoping.
Hey, how heavy is that belt?
So it's pretty heavy. It's beautiful. I wish we were on video so I could give you guys a nice close-up of it. But
yeah,
it's awesome. It's right behind me. It's like I can reach around and touch it. It's right behind my seat.
That's cool. Cool trophy, cool win, everything about it. All right, I have to ask, are you fishing the U.S. Open?
Yes, I am.
All right, what are your thoughts on that event? You fished it for a number of years. It's a little different, but in October, what are your thoughts?
It's not my favorite time. I think this is going to be maybe our third or fourth year, year that we've had it in October. I was a big fan of September Opens, but hey, we all got to fish when we got to fish, right? Whatever's in front of us. So, what I can tell you is that I love that lake. It's hit or miss for me, but I have a little momentum. That can mean a lot in fishing at times. So, and I'm just going to go there and have a good time. I'm lucky to be staying with a bunch of my buddies over there, so I guarantee you we'll be partying a lot.
You stay at one of them houseboats out there?
Yeah, we've been doing that for quite some time.
That's the deal.
Yeah,
it'll be a really good time, and hopefully the fish are biting.
All right, man, building up to that, what are your plans for the remainder of the year? You going to fish anything else? You going to hang out? What are you going to do, man?
Yeah, so I was always planning. I love Clear Lake, and I was planning on catching that last Toyota series there. The only thing that might get in the way is my youngest daughter is about ready to have my second grandson. So I won't miss that. Of course, with COVID, I'm not sure how that's all going to play out, but I want to be near home when that happens. Other than that, my plans are to go to Clear Lake and then go to the U.S. Open, and then I don't have anything. Oh, I am fishing an annual event we have in San Diego. That's a 2-day, I call it the San Diego Open. I'm not sure what the official name is now, but it's one of my favorite tournaments to fish. That's coming up in the middle of September too, so that's about it. And then after that, it'll be not much until following season. Can't wait for the schedule to come out. I don't even know what we're doing yet next year.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know what we were doing this year, and we got through it, so...
yeah, well... Good point. Good point, man. All right, Rusty, man, we know you're where are you at right now? What state are you in?
I'm in Wisconsin. I haven't gone far. I stuck around yesterday and did some on the water stuff with FLW, that day 5 thing, and quite a few phone interviews. Walked down to the lake to a little place right on Sturgeon Bay. Mary's on the water, it's called. Awesome little place. It had a few beers and a walleye sandwich, and got up early and started driving this morning.
That's what my final question was. Did you finally find a beer? Because that was one of the greatest closing lines when you asked the camera boat if they had a beer at the end of it. You made a lot of fans with that one. I was chuckling after that exchange.
Anyone that knows me knows that's right on top of my mind at the end of every day of fishing. So it was no shock.
All right.
But yes, I did find a beer. Actually, John Strelick had a bunch of beer waiting for me when we got to the States. So it was we all got to pour a little beer on each other over there. It was great.
There you go.
Very cool. Yeah, it was cool. Just very exciting. Final 30 minutes watching how things played out. And Rusty, congratulations, man. Best of luck to you, and wish you luck at the U.S. Open this year, too.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully you guys want to talk to me again soon. You know what that means.
Yep. That'd be cool.
Happen.
Yep, that'd be cool. All right, man. Be careful going home.
Okay, man.
All right.
See you there.
Take care. There you have it. Rusty Salewske.
And if he catches a 4.14 on the final day of the U.S. Open, we'll probably be talking to him again. He's actually had quite a bit of success in the past 6 years. A 3 top 50 finishes in the U.S. Open and 2 in the top 40, which is, you've covered the U.S. Open. That's a pound or 2 away from the win.
It is.
As the hundreds of ounces there. But good guy, cool, kind of a cool close to their chaotic season.
Yeah, that's a good adjective there. Chaotic. Very chaotic. All right, so we are ready. We're going to take a quick break and come back with our very first BTL Market live from somewhere in Texas. I think maybe the DFW area. Not really sure. I can't remember, with Chad.
So this is a preview of the BTL Marketplace.
It's a preview, but at the same time, he's trying to sell his boat.
Right. Well, I'm saying it's legit. He's on trying to sell his boat, but we're doing a dry run through before we go all out with an hour and a half long show.
Correct.
I can see the boat. It's a sharp boat.
Yeah, it is. It is a good looking boat. All right, so we're going to take a break. Come back with Chad live from Texas. Everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
AFCO's new Uri performance shirts are made out of a new fabric. Aeromesh technology, Aeromesh fabric, really breathable. It just doesn't stick to you whenever you're sweating. It's 105 in Florida. You got sun beating down, there's hardly any wind. Your shirt won't stick to your back or anything like that. Any little breeze gets through it, and all the AFCO features that you like with the hood, not without a hood, depending on which one you like. It's got odor technology, so your pits don't stink whenever you're sweating. It has thumb loops. So whenever you're driving down the lake, 70 miles an hour in a bass boat, you got the thumb through here, sleeves won't roll up, so you have no excuse if you get sunburned. Any little breath of air gets through and cools you down, so make sure you check them out. Any fish, any water, any condition, AFCO has you covered.
At Ducket Fishing, we have assembled the top pros in the country to help us design rods to give you a competitive advantage. Castability, strength, durability, action, sensitivity, weight and balance, and consistency. Combine that with the best warranty in the industry, and you have rods that are pro-driven.
Ducket Fishing, pro-driven.
Blue Water by TH Marine. Offering LED lighting solutions for your boat, trailer, truck, ATV, and so much more. Engineered and built to be rugged with waterproof and submersible options. Designed for easy installation, Blue Water is available in a variety of colors and styles. All backed by a limited lifetime warranty. Blue Water by TH Marine.
All right, we are back on a Monday, kicking off the week, and we are ready to go to the BTL Market. I hope this works, dude.
Hey, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Get to see what happens behind the seats.
Yeah.
Remember the first BTL ever? You got to remember the first. Post XM. You remember we had Drew, Brent, Kenyon, Gary, me, and you. All in studio.
All in that little bitty cube.
And our first guest ever on BTL
was
the BTL podcast.
Was Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Horrible audio.
It was.
Do you not remember that?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
It was a disaster.
It was really bad.
And it's 7 people crammed in there, like you had like 7 different segments. So I mean,
Yeah.
It's got to go smoother than the Kevin Van Dam's first BTL.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's bring in Chad. Chad, you there, man?
Yeah, you got me.
I got you. All right, there's your boat right there, and I'm going to throw up some graphics, and you're going to walk through this boat and give the fans a bunch of information about what you're selling. And where are you at? Are you in the DFW area?
Yeah, I'm at DFW. I'm in Grapevine. Right in the
Okay.
middle.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let me get this
That's like right by where the Classic's going to be.
queued up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what is it? Possum Kingdom, one of the greatest names of the lake ever.
That's west of there.
That's west.
Yeah.
Louisville, the thriving fishery that is Lake Louisville. You like to go out there on the weekends?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little crowded, but got some big fish out there.
All right, let's do this. We're going to switch that over, give a bigger look. So go ahead, man. Have at it. Start. You going to start in back? You going to start in front? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to start in the back, so kind of like we did yesterday. So
all right.
Jump right into it. All right, so this is a 2014 Puma FTD. It's got a 2015 Mercury Pro XS on the back. It's a great boat. I've done just about everything you can to this boat to get it to where it needs to be. It's got a 25 Tempest Plus prop. Start back here, the electronics. I got a GT54 Garmin transducer on there with a transducer shield and saver, so that thing's not going anywhere. Detweiler jack plate. One thing I did to this boat is I know a fiberglass guy. I replaced and repaired all of the cosmetic damage to this boat. So
wow.
There's no chips. There's no problems with it anywhere. The trailer brake line, did about $700 worth of work to the trailer. That's brand new brake lines, brand new master cylinder, all that kind of stuff. Couldn't be in better shape there on the trailer. It's got the 8-foot power pole blades on it. I redid the motors on them, sent those into power pole. They're kind of hard to get to, but got those out of there, sent them into power pole, and they completely reworked the motors for the pumps, so they're pretty much like new. Inside here, I got some brand new Group 31 Duracell batteries. The main battery is an X2, the high-end Group 31 X2 battery. I kind of have it looks like a bird's nest in here, but there's a method to all this. I'm real particular about being able to shut everything off and do different things. And I got my electronics on their own dedicated circuit, so you can go on and off electronics, power pole, master cutoff. Just about every little combination you want to do is in there. So
how do you keep the back so clean? There's like zero mildew in there.
Toothbrush, man. Got in there with a toothbrush.
Nice.
So,
wow.
Coming around to the front.
Hey, wait. Hang on, Chad. Go back to the back. What kind of prop are you running on?
He said 25 Tempest, right?
Yeah, Tempest Plus.
Okay.
25.
Okay, there you go.
A Skag look like in good shape too. I mean, you're not doing much shallow river running in that rig, apparently.
Yeah,
you got a little bit.
What's a 14? It's a 15.
Yeah.
That's like immaculate for a 15.
It is.
So, yep, coming around. Go on up here, I guess, and you got all the compartments. There's a ton of storage on this boat. I can't believe how much storage there really is on it. The rod box, I took the holders out at the front, so to put extra rods in there, works really good, in great shape. Then you got the storage here. This is where I put kind of all my main stuff and anything you could really need. And then you got these guys for the boxes. Got the trays in there. Got tons of room up at the front to stuff life jackets, anything you want. It's got the net storage, which I kind of thought was a gimmick at the beginning, but once I got used to this thing, man, this thing is so nice to be able to just pull your net out right on the fly. So
heck yeah, carpet looks in great shape. The carpet looks really good.
Yeah, carpet's in good shape. Got
no dip and dye? No bottles of dip and dye all over the carpet anywhere?
No dip and dye, no.
Okay.
No work. So you got these guys here. This is kind of like a little day box here. That's actual cooler there, but I use it as a day box. So
is that a pack of flatworms in there, Chad?
No.
Oh no, just regular power bait. Okay.
Yeah, regular power bait.
I say if that was flatworms, that'd up it about $100.
Right. They're going on the market pretty good right now. I'll just go through this box real quick. One thing I do is I'm real particular on my voltage drop for my Panoptics. I got Garmin LiveScope setting up there. I run a special wire up to the front, the 6-gauge wire that goes all the way up here and connects to some 10-gauge wire in different fuse boxes, so it makes it real easy to kind of plug and play any kind of additional accessories you want to add to this boat. And then there's so much storage on this thing. I don't even use this box over here. I mean, it really just I keep this paddle over here, measuring board, random stuff, but a ton of storage on this boat. So, and then you got the seats. Seats are in really good shape.
Wow.
You got the speakers there for the radio.
Oh.
And sitting here, you got your radio. You got all the typical Bass Cat stuff. Live will work great. You got the Garmin 12-inch right here. It's the Garmin Ultra. Really like that thing. Down here, you got your power pole switches, hot foot, all the basic stuff. You got the speakers. I do have the dual console. It's a removable dual console. I do have that, so that's a big thing a lot of people want.
Oh yeah.
Coming up, I got the upgraded LED lights go around the side. There's 4 of those. Those are really nice for night fishing.
Is that the silver mist? Is that what that is on the
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
cockpit
I believe that's
there?
what that is.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a really nice boat. Got the Garmin Force up here.
Oh.
Love that thing. No problems with it at all. This is a brand new Panoptic setup. That transducer has been in the water for about 15 minutes. Here I got what's that?
That's a perspective mode there. That's a brand new trolling motor on this then. That's all this year.
Yeah, that's all this year. Got a perspective mount mode on there. So we got I got right here, I got a balls out, a dual mount. This is kind of a hard to find item. It's one of their new mounts. Really like that thing. You can put a whole other graph right here if you needed to. This thing's so customizable. You can swing it around and put it any way you want to set up your graphs. It works really nice for that, to have a live scope set up right there in the front of you. Trailer, got the step, brand new tire. Their tires are in great shape, as you can see. It's a nice boat, man. I've done everything possible to this boat to get it tournament worthy, and the only reason I'm selling it's because I just don't get to use it enough.
How many hours you got on it?
It's got 370 hours. It's just too nice of a boat to sit in the garage.
Swing away tongue on that?
Swing away tongue.
All right.
Got the step. Really nice.
He's got the console right there too. It's the same color.
Yeah.
Yep, same color.
You know total length on that with the swing away tongue?
I believe I don't know the exact length with the tongue.
All right. Well, if they're interested, I don't know. That's a big question that I always get when selling boats. What's the total length? Will this fit in the garage without kicking my wife's minivan out onto the side of the street? Where you could back that thing in the garage, you're one up.
I know, yeah. It'll fit in my garage without having to break the tongue. But the tongue is so easy to break when you actually need it. It takes, 20 seconds to break it apart.
Is it a fish catching rig, Chad?
It is a fish catching rig.
All right. I'm just saying, there are fish catching rigs and there's not.
Yeah, I would put this in the fish catching category.
It's got the hambies on it too.
Yeah, it's got the Hamby, the heavy duty Hamby. I've replaced all the little things on it. It's got these are new straps. Just every little spot that I could have done something. This Bassboat Technology mount's brand new. It's got the the jack plate, blinker trim. I redid this keypad. This is kind of notorious for going out. That's a brand new keypad.
Wow.
Chad's electric. He's got an electrical mind. Like he can do that stuff.
The detail on this boat.
What's the one thing?
Unbelievable.
There's not a boat on the market that doesn't have one little thing. Do you agree, Mark? Every boat in history. There's nothing on a boat that works 100% perfect. Is there?
No, wow.
There's got to be something. Does it squeak a little bit? Is there anything? I mean, this thing looks immaculate right now.
I mean, there's nothing really major. Every boat's got its little problems, but there's no really big issue on this one. If there was an issue, I would have already fixed it. So
there you go.
All right, folks, you see Chad's number on the screen right now. If you're interested in this boat, what is the price, Chad?
It's $42,500 as it sits with the Garmin. This is a brand new Garmin Ultra. There's 2 Garmin 12-inch Ultras on here. This one's brand new. The live scope is brand new. The black box is brand new. No issues at all with that stuff. That's all Garmin, a warranty replacement for my other one that went out. So my other one was 2 years old and they replaced it. So great job by Garmin there.
Post it anywhere else online if they wanted to see still photos of it or anything?
It's on Facebook, Marketplace, and a couple other spots. If anybody wants more photos, I'm happy to send them to them if they want to text me or call me. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very nice boat, man. All right. Do we have any questions on the YouTube page? I didn't look.
Guys guessed 42.5 while he was doing it, so he's right on the. Unless they already were looking at it on the Facebook and stuff. So
yeah. Super nice boat though.
Yeah, I'm negotiable on the electronics. If someone doesn't want the electronics, I can work with them. And
he said this dude is OCD, and that's the kind of person you want to buy a boat from.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
All right, so look it up on the Facebook Marketplace and stuff. What? Just look up.
I think you can just if you search 2014 Puma, it's probably going to pop up. You know, I think you got to set the location to, you know, somewhere around Fort Worth. It'll pop up.
Yeah.
Or call.
Yeah, or call me. It's got a couple of neat things. It's got I put a hatch under the trolling motor pedal, so it makes it real easy to get in there and access your wires if you ever got to re-rig stuff. Not much space to go through that cup holder. A lot of people know that.
Yeah. Brian wants to know the title. Everything's good to go on the title, free and clear.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, got both titles in hand. Everything's clear on that.
All right, Jim wants me to upgrade, man. From the retirement boat. That is a sweet boat for and you got everything.
It looks like custom rims.
No, those are Bass Cat rims.
Yeah, but those are like the upgraded ones, aren't they?
I haven't had this boat that long. I pretty much bought it, fixed it all up, and now I realize I'm not using it enough, so it's kind of unfortunate to sell it. But I mean, I did everything on this boat for like the long term. I set it up for myself for long term, so it's ready to go for somebody. I've done all the work, and now someone else just needs to fish out of it.
Honestly, Matt, how many boats can you buy that are used boats where you can just jump in it? It's got everything that you would want in a boat and really not have to worry about adding anything.
That's a plug and play right there is what we call that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Great deal. All right, anything else, Chad?
That's all I got, unless you got anything for me.
All right, number is on the screen, folks. Please give Chad a call. Once again, he said he's negotiable, so you might be able to work a deal on that. Any extra props or anything like that, Chad?
I don't have an extra prop for it. That's the only one I got. Haven't had any issues with that one, so I've kind of stuck with it.
All right.
Garage kept?
Yep, garage kept. That's where it sleeps.
You got a cover?
No cover.
All right.
It's about the only thing he doesn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't come with a cover, and I haven't got one yet. So
hydraulic jack plate. I don't know if
Yep.
you noticed that. Yeah,
that Weiler jack plate works great.
Man, great looking boat, man. We hope that you sell it. And folks, if you would like to take the opportunity to position, if you have a boat, if you have, a bunch of tackle, if you have anything that you're trying to sell, this is what the BTL market is going to look like. Very interactive, and I'm sure that the people that jump on this BTL market thing, they're going to be exposed, obviously, to a large number of fans, and hopefully Chad can work out a deal with somebody that sees this or listens to it on iTunes. If you are listening on iTunes, this is something you need to go check out, because if you're in the market for a boat and you're in the Midwest, Southwest kind of area, this is definitely a boat that you want to check out.
Yeah, for those that are listening on iTunes right now, just run down the color scheme real quick. I don't think we ever did that.
I don't know the exact, call what these exact Bass Cat Color Factory the name for them is, but I mean it's just the silver mist with the charcoal. It's got the black stripe. The little accent, the little lightning bolt is more. It's kind of white, so.
Yeah, it's a good warm weather boat.
Yeah, it's a sharp looking boat, especially in the sun.
Good warm weather boat.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, Chad, your number's out there, and thank you so much for being the first one on this BTL market test. And man, hopefully you sell the boat. It is outstanding, and you've done a great job presenting it. So we'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, man. Thanks. Talk to you later.
All right, there you have it, folks. Chad's Bass Cat. Good looking boat, dude.
Yeah.
So that kind of right there, if you want to contact Chad, there's his number rolling up right now, 817-938-5092. He's in the DFW area. What did he say? Grapevine? Mm-hmm. Is that what he said?
Dallas area.
Yeah. So if you're in Texas, if you're in Oklahoma, any of the surrounding states, what a great, great looking boat there. And reach out for Chad, and hopefully you can get a deal done.
Yeah, he had that thing. I mean, he did. He had that dialed in. I think the marketplace could have worked because I was interested in that. It's cool looking at other people's stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, and I know there's some people out there that have, entertainment value when they're trying to sell their boat too. So we're looking for people that want to sell their boats, that want to sell at least $1,000 of something to be a part of this additional show that Matt and I are
a lot
gonna do.
of tackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What?
I mean, what? You can come on and I guess if the guy wants to raise awareness to negotiate individual baits with people, they could do that too. But
yeah, we're looking for entertainers. All right, we're looking for
guys
people
who are yard saling it. They've zeroed 7 Wednesday nighters in a row.
They're ready
Their
to
wife's
dump
yelling
everything.
at them. Their partner backed the truck into the dock, back into bid, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm done. I'm selling it all."
Yeah.
BTL Marketplace.
Yeah. So if you're watching over on basszone.com, I see there's quite a few people over there. Throw some feedback on the instant feedback. Let me know what you think about this. Is it something that you think the BTL fans will benefit from in trying to sell their stuff, especially if we have an entire show dedicated to these people trying to sell their stuff?
And then at the end of it, will you have a list of who was on that marketplace that day and how they can contact them?
The marketplace will actually have its own page on
Right.
the Bass Zone, so all the information will be available.
Not
on
selling
that
the
page.
stuff on that page.
No,
just
no.
contact info for those people. Like you said, you could have
Yeah.
it on Marketplace. You could have it on Bass. You could have it anywhere you wanted
Yeah.
to. You could be selling it just with it on Craigslist.
We're trying to help, man, but at the same time,
Raising awareness.
You know, I received a couple of emails. People wanted to start a GoFundMe account to do the 20 feet deep thing. Did you see that? Did he CC you on that email?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. No, we're not going to do that. But, all right, we are going to try and increase.
Maybe explore some potential
to where
sponsor options.
To where we might be able to create content that would generate revenue for Matt and I, to where we can expand. And we would love to do more 20 feet deeps, but it's just, man, it's so expensive. And this whole market, BTL market, might be a way that will support going into 2021. And hopefully this will work. And hopefully we will have people out there that want to spend money in the market and sell stuff and maybe move forward with 20 feet deep and some other cool ideas that we have.
The BTL color now available on Tackle Warehouse.
Nice.
In the BFE.
I know.
Just saw that.
I know I've been getting emails. You probably get Facebook stuff because I don't look at that, about people that have bought them and catching fish and
I spent
all that.
2 hours building my BFE box because I finally got them in.
Really?
I did. I actually posted it on the social media, but so I'm as OCD as Chad is with his boat. I'm like that with the baits.
Yeah.
So one of the things is 80% of the baits are going to be good the way that they package them flat. A couple of them might have a kink or a turn in it, right? Here's what I do. I just boil them for 5 seconds, lay them on a cookie sheet, sprinkle some salt on the top of them. I put salt in the bottom of the 3600.
Yeah.
Pack I can fit. If you put your 3600, you put the divider in the middle of it, you can pack 18 baits on each side. So in a Plano, I've got 100 and something BFEs in 8 different colors. I retailed it out. You can do it for less than $100.
Nice.
Because they're $3.99 a pack.
Yeah.
To $4.39. So, but anyway, spent all that time, got them all together, BFE box, immaculate.
Very
it's
nice.
Just one of the, I just like a good immaculate tackle box where you just open it up and you grab it and it's there and you don't have to worry about anything.
No, I'm with you, man. All right, so if there's anybody out there that is interested in being a part of the BTL market, just send me an email, mark@basszone.com. Matt and I are going to work on scheduling a date because there are some things that you need to do. I mean, you need to have a cell phone and a decent internet connection, at least a 4G connection. He was actually running that. If you watch the video, he's running that on an iPhone.
Okay.
Using our software with a 3-bar 4G connection.
Oh, that's good. And Clay said, "Man, we need some stuff we could afford: rods, electronics, square bills. Who knows where this will go from here? We might have big ticket marketplace shows. We might have smaller ticket marketplace shows. It just kind of depends. But I said it takes me back to the days when my dad on Saturday and Sunday morning, he'd have the radio on top of the kitchen counter there.
Yeah.
He'd be doing whatever, bacon, eggs, and stuff. We'd have the swap shop on. And they would, come on and say, I got a cracked porcelain sink that's been in my backyard for 2 weeks. It's $25. All right, that sounds like a great steal. What's your number?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. I listened to it.
Did they have that out in California growing up?
Yeah, every
'Cause it's
Saturday morning.
right?
Yeah, Saturday morning. It was on an AM radio station.
Yeah, that's what this was.
And when we were, going to baseball or bowling or whatever it was in the mornings, we would listen to it.
Did your dad ever call in?
No.
You ever get a plow?
No. Not in the hood, man. What am I going to do with a plow?
I don't know. I mean, you're a
That's
gardener.
not what they were selling. They were selling cars and televisions and stuff like that.
And then you'd have the person call in. There was someone 3 callers ago that was selling a cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? I don't know. We'll get our secretary here again.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing, folks. Please, if you're interested, shoot me an email, and we will have our first dedicated BTL Market show in the coming weeks. All right, man. Anything else, Matthew?
Nope. Congratulations, Rusty. Well earned. Like I said, man, you've been doing it a long time. A lot of people know him. A lot of people have good things to say about Rusty. So good to see him get it done. Also heard great. Bradford Beavers, who finished second, was leading this thing up until 14 minutes. Dude, I've not heard a negative thing said about that guy.
Yeah.
Super awesome. The way he handled that was really positive. He had a great year. Big upside for him.
Yeah.
So next show is...
No show tomorrow. Wednesday. Matt Reed. I'm off to the dentist tomorrow. And then Gray Buck on Thursday in an evening show, 7 p.m. And maybe an additional guest for that show. I'm still working on that. All right? So everybody have a good Monday. Get the week started in a positive manner. And Matt and I will be back on Wednesday right here on BTL. That's it, folks. We're out of here.